right, we are on Keilim Parakhet Mishnah Yud Aleph, the 11th and last Mishnah in the 8th chapter of Masechet Keilim. Moving along. We're talking about, in the last Mishnah, about Tumat Mashkim, that Chazal were the sages were very stringent when it came to liquid, that liquid had the ability to reignite or reinstate Tuma, even minor Tuma. Says the Mishnah, Ha'isha shenatav chalav midadeh, a woman who has liquid, who has milk dripping from her breasts. I guess they would walk around and, whatever. She's walking around bare-chested. She's nursing. V'nafal la'avir tanur. And the liquid, the milk, dripped and fell into the airspace of the tanur. Tameh. It's tameh. Why? Shamashke mitameh liratzon v'shalo ratzon. Remember we said mashke. Liquid is mitameh. It can infuse tuma, it can spread tuma, liratzon v'shalo ratzon. Whether she wants to, whether it's intentional or not. This woman obviously did not intend to drip her milk, to lactate into the oven. But what can you do? Why would you think that would make a difference whether she wanted to or not? Because there's a halacha, a very interesting halacha when it comes to what's called hechsher tuma. To be machsher means to make something able to become tameh. Let's say I have zra'im. Okay, we learned in the inyan hechsher zra'im, the idea of hechsher, making zra'im, anything that grows, susceptible to be mekabel tuma. The Torah says that it's only able to be mekabel tuma once it got wet. So if I have a fruit that after I picked it never got wet, it's not mekabel tuma. Once it gets wet, then it is mekabel tuma. But that's only davka be'inan denichale. We require that the person wanted the fruit to get wet. So, if you own a fruit store, in the time of the Beit HaMikdash, you're never going to see the guy spraying the fruit. He'll never do that. Why? Because no one's going to buy it. Because you wanted it to get wet. Avalo l'tameh. But that's only denichale. That's only when, in order to make it mekabel tuma, you're able to make it tameh, that requires hechsher. That's only if you get it wet intentionally or according to your will. But to make something tameh, if you have tameh liquid, it's metameh l'ratzon v'shelo l'ratzon. You don't even need a person's intent or will, even against their will or without their intent. If the liquid can make something tameh, and that's the point of this pretty nutty case of the unintentional lactation. Haita go rafto. She's scraping out the oven. That's what they had to do. Once it's done burning, you have to scrape out the coals or whatever, the ashes. V'higata kots, and she hits herself with a thorn. So and she bleeds a little bit. Oh, she is tameh. Remember. So now liquid dam, blood is one of the seven liquids that can make a person tameh. Quick quiz. What are the seven? Ask yourself that question. Oh, shenichvat. She got burned. V'natna etzba'al l'tochpiyah. She puts her. Oh my God. She puts her finger in her mouth. And I guess she must have put her finger in her mouth and then put it back in the oven. Or and then it was liquid, it was wet, and then she put it back. Nitma. Okay, the oven becomes tameh because she is causing it to become. Causing tameh. Now I just want to point out nitma garsinan. Anytime you see that word garsina, means that's our version of the text. Anytime you see that, what that means is there's another version of the text. So what does it mean? Nitma klomar nitma tamur. The tanur, the oven is tameh, machmat harok v'adam, because of her blood and her spit. That's what nitma means. So anytime you see that, you got to wonder, wait, what was the other version? That's easy. Let's look at the Rambam. The Rambam says, okay, he didn't have nitma, he had the word nitme'ah. She became tameh. It's this very small minor thing. Is it nitma or nitme'ah? Is it the oven became tameh or she became tameh? So the Rambam had a gears of nitme'ah. So the Rambam said the second case was a case where she was tehorah, but the oven is tameh. That if she's tahorah, she nicked herself in the oven. Her little blood came out, right? The oven was tameh. She was tahorah. No, now she becomes tameah because the oven makes the blood tameh, then makes her tameh. That's the girsa of the Rambam. We'll stop here, dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Be careful around ovens and make it a great day.